5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Back in this location, POD@DAY, 250. We're on 250 now. Crazy. Quarter of a. I'm about to say quarter of a million. We're on 250,000. Quarter of 1,000. We are almost 100 away from completing the year, which not that I'm ending a year. So stop celebrating. But it's something. It's something. A year is 365. So we're only 15 days away, 115 days away from getting all year round. That's in days though. Definitely got a lot to catch up on. The poor internet should be better now though, because I've technically missed days in uploading, but not in recording. So that's what I'm sticking to. Yeah. Do you need a mediator? I actually used to technically be a mediator. This is gonna get somewhere, don't worry. And I'll give you a little clue. Kang the Conqueror. That's the man we're gonna circle back round to. Okay, just a little something, just a little carrot dangled in front of your face. Though. But I used to be a mediator, not professionally, didn't have a degree. I was 14 years old, probably, give or take that age range, and I got made a peer mediator at school. For some reason at school, I think it was like an incentive to like behave more and do better. They'll offer out different ties. So everyone wears the same school tie, but if you're like a prefect, you'll have a different tie. If you're a peer media, you'd have a different tie. I was never a prefect. I was never a head boy or anything like that. Head boy is not something. That's not a dodgy thing, by the way. That wasn't something that was getting. Nothing weird was going on there. That was just being like, because I know they didn't have that. That's like a Harry, like to American people, head boy, head of your house type. That sounds very Harry Potterish. But no, yeah, they had head boy, head girl, and you get a different type of that as well. You know, some schools you get like a little badge, or prefect badge, a little head boy badge. I know our schools, I think you maybe got a badge as well, but I was trying to do a little bit more. So you got a tie, and I had no interest in media in my peers or anything like that. They had paid professionals to do that. I think I just did it because I remember our PE teacher pulled me and like 3 or 4 other people to the side. I was like, "You guys would be decent for this. I think you should say you want to do it." And it's like, right, I think probably I don't really remember. Maybe you didn't. And then they would pick people, and then you would be a peer media and you'd have the tie on. And effectively, I think what they wanted you to do was like people who got sent to isolation. Like two people find they want you to like sit in between them. They teach you how to mediate or whatever, and you kind of like help solve their problems. Like Jesus Christ, if you just let be, and then help people out. Happy days. But I don't remember ever doing that once. I just remember wearing the tie, and I also remember what was a really big plus for me was it was a nice tie. Like the normal tie was fine. It was red and black, and with the sort of diagonal stripes, and it was fine. Compared to some people's school uniforms I used to see they wore, ours was fine. It was just black blazer, black trousers, um, and the red and black tie. But then this tie was like red with like the white diagonal straps, and it just looked clean. There was something about it. You're like the candy man. There was something about this tie. It was a nice tie, right? And I thought, okay, I did it mainly because this was the kind of teachers I didn't mention this. That like he was really strict. He was one of those teachers you just don't want to let down, you know. If he was mad, like he never shouted at me because I would have been like around any other teacher. I was a little shit around him. I don't know. You just never wanted to let him down, you know. You never wanted to say he was disappointed. And I think I did get sent to isolation once, and it was like he probably walked in and saw me in there, and it's just kind of like he sees how I really am. There's no going back from here. But yeah, that was since I'm laughing. Yeah, so the tie. What am I talking about the tie? Oh yeah, so I used to be one peer media. But it's just something they can hold over you. I remember any time I got in trouble, they'd be like, "Oh, and you're a peer mediator. You know, I could take that tie right from you if you don't ship it up, you don't change up your attitude, sir. I can take that away at any point." I didn't like this like thing they felt like they had over you. So me being a little sort of rebel, I felt like I was, because everything you do feels so big. It's like, yeah, I'm making a statement, you know. Because I never really like got in big trouble. It was just more stuff like this. This was the kind of trouble I went into. And like I did something bad walking down the hall as well. And she was like, "How are you carrying the school badge like this. Like, oh, Andrew, I can take that away at any point. And I was like, I took it off, pushed it on the floor. I was like, take it then. And you know what? It's cringe looking back, but at the time, the backing music was playing, and my peers also thought it was cool. They was backing up. They're like, whoa! In my head, anyway, people were going, woo! You know, the people going crazy for it. Anyway, this is completely besides the point. I was a bad peer media. Although technically, actually, one of the jobs of being a peer media was like you have to go to form lessons, which is I'm not bothered to explain that, and you have to like teach something for 15 minutes to like a group of kids of a class that were like a year or two younger than you. And one of the kids in that class now plays for AC Milan and international ball. So he was never there basically because I guess he was always training with Arsenal or something. But he was technically in the class. What can I say? I shaped a generation. But no, this was just a long-winded way to get to basically the mediator of today, Jonathan Majors. Yeah, I know. I know. It took me that long just to do that big old story, just to reel it back into basically Jonathan Majors. Really weird video. It's like these two girls were fighting. I don't know if this was like a public area, if this was like in a school. Why is Jonathan Majors in the school? He's doing like a talk or something. But like, there's these two girls. If it is a school, anyway, there's these two girls like fighting, and when I say fighting, I mean one of them was beating the shit out of the other one. And then like it's just kind of it's that's just what the video is for about 10-15 seconds. And she's on top and she's wailing shots, right? She's going crazy, this girl is. And then the guy recording, very good cameraman, very still, framed perfectly, and I'm just sort of standing there, not really commenting, no one else is around, it's just the guy, whoever the guy is or girl is filming it. And then the two girls, I won't listen to it with audio on, but then the two girls sort of just fighting. And then all of a sudden, Jonathan Majors sort of steps in. Whoa! Like this is a musical. Stop the hate. You know, he comes in, does this like breaks up the fight. Well, basically they kind of break up the fight already. They're kind of getting up thinking, are we gonna go again? You can tell the girls just got beaten the fuck out of. It's kind of like some warning. Like, I've got that dog in me. I will, you know. And then Jonathan Majors kind of walks in. He kind of just does the like yo make love not war type thing. He kind of like breaks it up, and that's the video. Jonathan Majors breaks fight. What a top notch guy. And like some people saying, oh, his PR team working overtime here because obviously he's in like court and stuff and he's got the whole thing going on. But like, what? Like, the thing about the video is, it is so fake looking. It is like so like weird. There's so much weird things about it. But it's like surely the risk of a fake PR stunt is worse than just nothing at all. And like, surely someone who works in film, right, and like is an actor and all sorts of stuff, would like be able to make one like that is good at least and believable. Because this one was awful, so awful that it just must be wrong. It's just got the bad timing. But like the way it's just framed, like on your cue, on your mark, and Jonathan like comes in with his little Peaky Blinders cap on. Honestly, the screenshots, it looks like something out of like a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical. Sort of, you could almost hear the music because I barely listen to videos ever with the sound on. So in my head, it was Lin-Manuel Miranda kind of sounds like, oh my god, gotta stop him fighting. Like that's what's more Aladdin sounding, but you know what I mean. It was just funny. It's just funny. Like also, like at worst, it's a fake video that he fabricated for good PR to look good, which is very unlikely. But at best, is it really like something that would even make you like? Surely, because of a fake video, you'd think something better than that. Like I get it's kind of good, sure, but like two 15-year-old girls fighting and you walk in between them and say, hey, don't do that. Let's just sort it out of words, you know. Is that what peak human? Is that what peak like? That's the nicest. Is that deep? Like, I don't know. But I saw that today and I thought it was funny. Another thing I saw today, or the other day, was like these two Irish guys dug a hole on the beach, like a really big hole, like quite big. Not that big actually. You're probably thinking too big. Not like kind of waist height. But very wide. Again, you're probably thinking too wide now. Probably like no, I can't fit it in shot, but quite wide. Kind of like a really anyway, just a big hole. Apparently, this is what happens. Built in with just a spade, just sort of lads. When I say lads, they looked honestly mid-20s, maybe late 20s. But they dug this big hole in the beach and they kind of just left. And the next day, apparently, Irish sort of news broadcasters were out the hole like, what is this mysterious hole? How did it get here? And does this mean that there is extraterrestrial life above us? And like this whole thing. And then there's like astronomers there with like examining the hole saying, there it is, we found a space rock in it, we think it might mean there's life above. And like it's like a funny little video because it like cuts from them just digging the hole being like, well, hey lads, and then it cuts to like the woman standing next to her like, what is this hole? People are taking photos next to the hole, they're confused, what is this hole? If I see a huge hole in the beach, no matter how well crafted it is, I'm going to assume people just dug it. And secondly, I don't reckon the two things I don't think it's a funny, nice story to think about. Oh, two guys dug a hole next to the news was there. But I don't know, the footage didn't really add up. It kind of seemed a bit old. Didn't really. Why would there be a rock in it as well? Did you leave one in there? Was this an obvious prank? But I don't know. I did also see that. Yeah, two very different stories. But you know, this was my food's here basically, so I'm ending this abruptly, and I want to eat it. I'm very hungry. This was 250, I think. See you in 2-5.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet, like the Euros.